Excuse me. Could I please board with the priority group? My mother is in the hospital.
Anna Foster's voice barely rises above a whisper. Elementary school teacher. Polite request. Gate agent Brad Wilson looks her up and down with disgust. Priority? Are you kidding me? Look at those cheap clothes. Listen here, sweetheart. This is first-class boarding, not the food stamps line. Your kind always has some sad story. Hospital, funeral, whatever. I don't care if your whole family's dying. Anna steps forward, boarding pass trembling. Sir, please, I just need... The slap echoes through gate 15. Passengers around the gate pull out phones. Videos start rolling. A few gasps. Business travelers shake their heads. Nobody steps forward to help the bleeding teacher. She stands alone, touching her split lip. Wilson crosses his arms, satisfied with his performance for the crowd. But none of them know what's about to happen. In 24 hours, Wilson will be on his knees begging the same woman he just humiliated. The quiet teacher with blood on her mouth has a father whose single phone call can destroy entire corporations. The most expensive slap in airline history just happened. Anna Foster wakes at 5:30 every morning. Same routine for 7 years. Coffee in the Mickey Mouse mug her third graders gave her. Check lesson plans. Pack snacks for kids who won't get breakfast elsewhere. Room 12 at Sunshine Elementary knows her voice. Patient, kind, never raised in anger. She teaches reading to 8-year-olds who struggle with letters, stays late for parent conferences, spends her own money on classroom supplies. Miss Foster, will you be here tomorrow? Little Marcus asked yesterday. His parents fight at night. School is his safe place. Always, sweetheart. I'll always be here. But today, she can't keep that promise. The phone call came at midnight. Mom's cancer spread faster than doctors expected. The hospital in Tampa needs family there now. Emergency surgery scheduled for this afternoon. Anna packs quickly. One small suitcase. Her teacher ID badge lands on top of spare clothes. She's proud of that badge. Earned her master's degree while working 2 jobs. No family money, no connections, just determination and student loans she's still paying. The apartment feels empty without her morning routine. No lesson plans to review, no permission slips to organize. Her classroom will have a substitute today. The kids won't understand why Miss Foster isn't there. They need consistency. Stability. She's failing them. The boarding pass prints at her kitchen counter. Miami to Tampa, 40-minute flight. She booked a coach, of course. Teachers don't fly first class. Priority boarding costs extra money she doesn't have. But maybe she can ask nicely. Explain about Mom. Sometimes people understand family emergencies. Her phone shows 17 missed calls from Dad. She ignores them. He works for the government in Washington. Important meetings, busy schedule. Mom always said, don't bother Daddy with problems. Handle things yourself. Your father has responsibilities, Mom would say. Big responsibilities. We don't want to distract him with our little troubles. Anna learned that lesson well. Too well. Dad sends money for Christmas. Calls on birthdays. But she hasn't seen him in 2 years. Government work keeps him away. At least that's what Mom says. The Uber driver makes small talk about the weather. Anna stares out the window. Her mother taught kindergarten for 30 years. Shaped thousands of young minds. Retired with a modest pension and a collection of handmade cards from grateful students. Now she's dying in a hospital bed, asking for her daughter. Miami International Airport bustles with Tuesday morning energy. Business travelers checking phones, families dragging luggage, flight attendants pulling roller bags. Anna feels small among them, invisible. Her simple dress and worn shoes mark her as different from the confident travelers around her. She stops at Starbucks, orders black coffee. The barista doesn't look up. Anna doesn't expect her to. Teachers blend into crowds. Nobody notices the quiet ones who shape the future. Her boarding pass says Gate 15, Terminal D. Priority boarding starts in 20 minutes. Anna finds a seat near the window. Watch planes taxi on distant runways. Think about her students, about mom, about how life can change in a single phone call. The gate area fills with passengers. Business suits, designer luggage, first-class confidence. Anna grips her economy boarding pass, count the minutes until she can see mom. Prays the surgery goes well. The PA system crackles. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll begin boarding Blue Sky Flight 447 to Tampa in just a few moments. Anna stands, smooths her simple dress, checks her purse for the boarding pass. She has no idea that Gate 15 will become the most famous gate in aviation history. Gate 15 would test everything Dad taught her about standing up to bullies. Priority boarding begins at Gate 15. First-class passengers line up with designer carry-ons. Business travelers check phones one final time. Anna Foster joins the economy line, clutching her boarding pass. Brad Wilson commands the gate podium. 15 years with Blue Sky Airlines. Senior gate agent. Badge number 847. He knows every trick passengers try, every sob story, every pathetic attempt to sneak into priority boarding. The gate area fills with Tuesday morning energy. Coffee aromas mix with jet fuel from nearby runways. PA announcements echo overhead. Flight 447 to Tampa sits ready at the jet bridge. Anna watches through the window. So close to mom. So close to being there for the surgery. Wilson scans first-class tickets with practiced efficiency. Smiles at expensive suits. Compliments Louis Vuitton luggage. These passengers matter. They pay premium prices. They deserve respect. Welcome aboard, Mr. Henderson. Enjoy your flight. Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. First class is boarding on the right. Absolutely, sir. Have a wonderful trip. Professional courtesy flows easily for the wealthy travelers. Wilson's training kicks in. Smile. Eye contact. Personalized service. Blue Sky's corporate manual demands excellence for premium passengers. Anna watches the priority boarding continue. Her heart pounds against her ribcage. Mom's surgery starts in 3 hours. She needs to be there, needs to hold Mom's hand before they wheel her into the operating room. The economy line stretches behind her. 40 people deep, families with strollers, business travelers with overloaded carry-ons. The boarding process will take forever. She checks her watch. 8:15 a.m., surgery scheduled for 11:30. Tampa is 40 minutes away. She can make it. But only if she boards soon. Anna steps forward, voice barely audible above the gate area noise. Excuse me, could I please board with the priority group? My mother is in the hospital. Wilson looks up from his computer screen. See Anna's simple dress from Target. Her worn shoes with scuffed heels, the desperate hope painted across her plain face. His expression hardens into professional disdain. Priority? Are you kidding me? Look at those cheap clothes. Anna's cheeks flame red. Passengers turn to watch. She feels their eyes dissecting her appearance, judging her worthiness. Sir, I just need... Listen here, sweetheart. This is first-class boarding, not the food stamps line. The words slice through the gate area. Conversations stop. Phones emerge from pockets. The morning's entertainment has arrived. Anna realizes she's become a spectacle. Your kind always got some sad story. Hospital, funeral, whatever. I don't care if your whole family's dying. Each word lands like a physical blow. Anna has never been spoken to like this. Her students respect her. Parents thank her for patience with struggling children. She's dedicated her life to helping others learn and grow. Please, I'm not trying to cause trouble, I just... Wilson steps around the podium, voice rising for maximum audience impact. He's performed this show before. The entitled passenger beatdown, corporate policy enforcement, public humiliation as crowd control. You people think you can waltz in here and bend the rules. Think your problems matter more than paying customers. Anna's hands shake uncontrollably. She shouldn't have asked. Should have known better. Should have stayed invisible in the economy line like she belongs. I teach children, she whispers. I would never try to teach. What, at some inner-city dump? Real impressive career there. Laughter ripples through the crowd. Someone films openly now. Others crane necks for optimal viewing angles. Anna realizes she's become their morning entertainment. The teacher versus the airline agent. David versus Goliath. Except this David has no stones. A businessman near the window adjusts his phone for better footage. This is getting good, he murmurs to his colleague. Two college students whisper excitedly, she's totally gonna get destroyed. An elderly woman shakes her head disapprovingly. Some people have no manners whatsoever. Sir, my mother is dying. Please understand. The word dying hangs heavy in the recycled airport air. Anna immediately regrets the vulnerability. Too personal, too desperate. Wilson's face contorts with theatrical disgust. Dying, huh? How convenient. Let me guess. Needs money for treatment too? Want a GoFundMe link? More laughter from the audience. Anna feels smaller with each chuckle, each smirk, each phone recording her humiliation for social media posterity. Ma'am, I paid for first class, calls a voice from the priority line. Can we move this along? Absolutely, sir, Wilson responds. Just dealing with some confusion here. Anna steps forward, boarding pass trembling between white knuckles. Sir, please, I just need... Wilson's hand moves faster than conscious thought. The slap echoes through gate 15 like a gunshot. Anna staggers backward. Her cheek explodes in burning pain. Blood streams from her split lip. The terminal spins around her. This isn't real. Cannot be happening. Not to her. Not to a teacher. Not to someone who helps children read. Passengers gasp collectively. Phones point in every direction. Videos capture everything in high definition. Wilson's satisfied expression, Anna's shock and pain, the blood stained her simple dress. Stay in your lane, lady. This is what happens when you forget your place. Anna touches her lip with trembling fingers. Blood stains her skin. The physical pain is sharp, but the humiliation cuts infinitely deeper. 40 strangers watch her bleed. Nobody steps forward. Nobody speaks up. She stands completely alone in her nightmare. Wilson returns to his podium, straightens his tie, calls the next first-class passenger. Welcome aboard, sir. Thank you for flying Blue Sky. Business continues as normal, as if he didn't just assault a woman for asking a question. The most expensive slap in aviation history just occurred. Anna's world tilts sideways. The slap echoes in her ears like thunder. Blood drips from her split lip onto the gray carpet of Gate 15. Passengers stare with the fascination of accident witnesses. Nobody moves to help. Security to Gate 15. Security to Gate 15. Wilson's voice booms over the intercom. He called security on her. On the bleeding woman he just assaulted. Anna's mind struggles to process this reality. The businessman with the expensive suit films everything. Holy shit, did you see that? Got it all on video. His companion laughs. She totally deserved it. You don't argue with airline staff. And the teenager posts to TikTok in real time. Teacher gets destroyed at airport. So cringe. The elderly woman from earlier approaches Anna with false concern. Honey, you really shouldn't have pushed him like that. These people have rules for a reason. Anna can't speak. Her cheek throbs with each heartbeat. The taste of blood fills her mouth. She's taught elementary school for 7 years, never raised her voice, never lost her temper. The most violence she's seen is playground scuffles over jump rope turns. 2 security guards arrive. Young men in Navy uniforms. They look at Wilson first. Automatic deference to authority. What's the situation here, Brad? Disruptive passenger. Tried to force her way into first class. Got aggressive when I told her no. The lie hangs in the air like poison gas. Anna stares in disbelief. 40 people witnessed what really happened. The truth is recorded on multiple phones. But Wilson speaks with confident authority. She swung at me first. I defended myself. Another lie. Bigger. Bolder. Anna opens her mouth to protest, but only blood comes out. The security guards nod sympathetically. They know Wilson. They've worked with him for years. Reliable guy. Good employee. No history of problems. Ma'am, we need you to come with us. Anna looks around the gate area, searching for one person to speak up. One witness to tell the truth. The phones that recorded everything point away now. Nobody wants involvement. Nobody wants to contradict the official story. I didn't do anything wrong. Her voice comes out as a whisper. Weak. Unconvincing. The security guards exchange glances. They've seen this before. Passengers who escalate situations then play victim when consequences arrive. Ma'am, please gather your belongings. Anna's hands shake as she picks up her purse. Her boarding pass flutters to the floor. Flight 447 to Tampa. To Mom. To the surgery she'll now miss. The reality crashes over her like cold water. Wilson continues boarding. All smiles for first-class passengers. Professional courtesy for premium customers. The slap never happened in his world, just another difficult passenger handled appropriately. Thank you for flying Blue Sky, Mrs. Peterson. Enjoy your trip. Right this way, sir. First class is on the right. The show must go on. Revenue must be protected. Corporate image must be maintained. Anna walks toward the security office. Each step takes her further from Flight 447, further from Mom. The other passengers board without a second glance. Her emergency is over. Their entertainment is finished. The gate area returns to normal. Conversations resume. Phones disappear into pockets. Business travelers check emails. Families organize carry-on luggage. Life continues as if nothing happened. But Anna's life has shattered completely. Inside the small security office, fluorescent lights buzz overhead. The guards offer her tissues for the bleeding. Basic human decency finally appears. Too little. Too late. Ma'am, we need to understand what happened back there. Anna sits in the plastic chair. Her story sounds pathetic even to herself. Teacher asks for priority boarding. Gets slapped for her trouble. Who would believe it? He hit me for asking a question. The guards take notes dutifully. Standard procedure. Cover the airline's liability. Protect the company from lawsuits. Mr. Wilson says you became aggressive first. I never touched him. I asked politely. I said please. But her voice lacks conviction. The blood on her dress tells a different story. The shocked expression on her face suggests guilt. Physical evidence supports Wilson's narrative. One guard speaks into his radio. Yeah, we got the situation contained. Passenger dispute resolved. Resolved. Past tense. Problem solved. Anna realizes she's becoming part of Blue Sky's incident report. A difficult passenger who learned an important lesson about respecting authority. Her phone buzzes in her purse. Dad's contact information lights up the screen. 17 missed calls. He knows something's wrong. Fathers always know. Anna stares at his number. Mom trained her never to bother him with problems. Government work is important. More important than their small troubles. But this isn't small anymore. This is blood and humiliation and missed flights and dying mothers and security offices and lies becoming truth through repetition. Anna reaches for her phone with trembling fingers. Time to break the rules, Mom taught her. Anna stares at her father's contact information. Robert Foster. The name sits on her phone screen like a lifeline she's not allowed to touch. Mom's voice echoes in her memory. Don't bother Daddy with our problems, sweetheart. He has important responsibilities. The security office feels smaller with each passing minute. Fluorescent lights hum overhead. The guards finish their paperwork. Anna's version of events gets documented and filed away. Her truth becomes a footnote in Blue Sky's incident report. Blood has dried on her lip. Her cheek throbs with Wilson's handprint. Flight 447 to Tampa departed without her. Mom waits alone in a hospital room, wondering why her daughter isn't there. Anna's thumb hovers over Dad's contact. 3 years since she called him for help. 3 years of handling everything alone. Student loans, car repairs, medical bills. Mom always said they could manage. Independent women don't burden successful fathers with small problems, but this doesn't feel small anymore. She steps outside the security office, finds a quiet corner near an empty gate. Airport noise fades to background static. Her hands shake as she presses the call button. Ring, ring, ring. Of course he doesn't answer. Important meeting. Federal business. The Deputy Secretary of Transportation doesn't take personal calls during work hours. Anna doesn't even know what that title means. Dad just works for the government in their family vocabulary. The voicemail beeps. Daddy? Her voice cracks immediately. Daddy, I need you. The words tumble out through tears and blood and shame. Everything Mom taught her to keep private. Everything Dad doesn't need to know about their simple lives. I'm at the airport and something terrible happened. This man, he hit me. He slapped me in front of everyone and I didn't do anything wrong. I just asked to board early because Mom's having surgery and I needed to be there and... Anna's sobs interrupt her own words. She's 29 years old, college-educated, independent woman. But right now she's a little girl who needs her father to make the monsters go away. I'm bleeding, Daddy. My lip was bleeding and everyone was watching and nobody helped me. And they called security on me like I'm the criminal and I missed Mom's flight and I don't know what to do. The truth pours out faster than she can control it. 7 years of teaching children who trust her. 7 years of being the strong one. 7 years of never asking for help. All of it crashing down in a Miami airport terminal. The airline man said terrible things about my clothes and my job and people like me, and I've never been treated like that in my life, and I'm scared and I hurt and I need my daddy. Her voice breaks completely on the last word. Daddy. She hasn't called him that since childhood, since before the divorce, since before Mom moved them to Florida and Dad stayed in Washington for his important career. I know you're busy. I know Mom says not to bother you with our problems, but I don't have anyone else to call, and I'm so scared and I just want to come home. Anna slides down the wall until she's sitting on the airport floor. Passengers walk past without looking. Another breakdown in another terminal. Nothing unusual. I'm sorry for bothering you. I'm sorry for being weak. I'm sorry for not being strong enough to handle this alone. But they hurt me, Daddy. They hurt me and I need you to tell me what to do. The voicemail cuts off at 2 minutes, standard time limit. Anna stares at her phone. The call ends with a soft beep. She has no idea what she's just triggered. 300 miles away in Washington, D.C., Deputy Secretary Robert Foster sits in a federal budget meeting. His phone buzzes silently on the conference table. Personal call. He'll check it later. 20 minutes pass. The meeting drones on about transportation infrastructure spending. Foster's mind wanders to his daughter. 3 missed calls this morning. Unusual for Anna. She learned independence the hard way. The meeting breaks for coffee. Foster steps into the hallway, checks his voicemail. Anna's broken voice fills his Bluetooth earpiece. Daddy, I need you. Robert Foster's expression changes from tired bureaucrat to protective father in 3 seconds. The Deputy Secretary of Transportation has just heard his daughter bleeding over airline violence. The federal government is about to take this personally. Robert Foster plays the voicemail 3 times. Each replay makes his jaw tighter. His daughter's voice shook with pain and fear. Blood in her mouth. A grown man slapping a teacher for asking a polite question. The Deputy Secretary of Transportation doesn't lose his temper. 28 years in federal service. diplomatic training, crisis management expertise. But listening to Anna sob, "Daddy, I need you," breaks something professional inside him. Foster steps into his private office, closes the door. His assistant knows that look. Important calls require privacy. The first call goes to his chief of staff. "Margaret, clear my schedule for the next 6 hours. Emergency situation." "Sir, you have the infrastructure briefing at—" "Cancel it. Cancel everything." Foster hangs up. His hands remain steady, but his mind races. Anna mentioned Blue Sky Airlines, Miami Airport, a gate agent who thinks he's untouchable. The second call reaches Diot's Office of Aviation Enforcement and Proceedings. "This is Deputy Secretary Foster. I need Director Harrison, immediately." "Sir, he's in—" "Get him, now." 30 seconds later, Director Harrison's voice comes through the secure line. "Mr. Deputy Secretary, what can I do for you?" "Blue Sky Airlines. I want a complete operational review initiated within the hour. Safety compliance, employee conduct protocols, customer service standards, everything." "Sir, that's a significant undertaking. May I ask what prompted—" "A passenger was physically assaulted at Miami International this morning. The gate agent struck a civilian for requesting priority boarding." Harrison's tone shifts immediately. Assault allegations trigger federal aviation protocols automatically. "I understand, sir. We'll mobilize a full inspection team." "Harrison." Foster's voice drops to barely above a whisper. "I want this airline examined under a microscope. Every policy, every procedure, every complaint filed in the last 5 years." "Absolutely, sir. Full compliance review." The third call connects to FAA Administrator Patricia Webb. "Pat, it's Robert. I need an emergency operational inspection at Blue Sky Airlines, Miami Hub, today." "Today?" "Robert, that requires—" "A federal passenger protection issue has emerged. Physical assault by airline personnel. I want inspectors on site before the close of business." Administrator Webb understands the gravity. Federal assault on commercial aviation property triggers immediate response protocols. "I'll have a team in Miami by 2 p.m. "Pat." Foster's voice carries the weight of federal authority. "This gets priority handling. Full resources." The fourth call reaches his personal aide. "David, I need you to monitor a situation for me. Blue Sky Airlines Flight 447 from Miami to Tampa this morning. Passenger incident at Gate 15 around 8:30 a.m. "Yes, sir. What am I looking for?" "Security reports, incident documentation, video footage, everything related to a passenger disturbance." Foster doesn't mention the passenger's identity. I don't need to. The federal machinery operates on his authority alone. Within 1 hour, 3 federal agencies began coordinating response: Department of Transportation, Federal Aviation Administration, Transportation Security Administration. A simple assault complaint becomes a multi-agency investigation. Foster's phone buzzes with updates every 15 minutes. "Deputy Secretary, DOT inspection team departing for Miami." "Sir, the FAA has prioritized Blue Sky for immediate compliance review." "Mr. Foster, TSA confirms security footage preservation from Miami International." Each call builds momentum. Federal bureaucracy moves slowly unless deputy secretaries apply pressure. Today, Robert Foster applies enormous pressure. Anna sits in the Miami Airport security office, unaware that her father's phone calls have triggered a federal response. She thinks she called for emotional support, comfort from Daddy. Instead, she activated the most powerful transportation regulatory apparatus in America. The irony remains hidden from everyone except Robert Foster. His daughter thinks he's busy with meetings, important government work. She has no idea that her father's signature appears on billion-dollar federal transportation budgets, that airline executives return his calls immediately, that his policy decisions affect every commercial flight in American airspace. Foster's fifth call goes to Deputy Administrator James Collins. Jim, I want Blue Sky's operating certificate reviewed for renewal eligibility. Sir, that's a significant action. Their certificate doesn't expire for emergency review. Safety concerns have emerged regarding employee conduct and passenger protection protocols. Collins understands the implications. Operating certificate review can ground an airline completely. Yes, sir. How quickly do you need this? Initial findings by tomorrow morning. Foster hangs up. His daughter's voice still echoes in his memory. The pain, the confusion, the apology for bothering him with her problems. Anna Foster has never bothered her father with anything. She's bothered the Deputy Secretary of Transportation with a federal aviation safety issue. The distinction will matter more than anyone realizes. Foster checks his calendar. The infrastructure meeting can wait. Budget reviews can be rescheduled. His daughter's safety cannot. His phone rings again. Updates from Miami. The federal inspection machine has awakened. Blue Sky Airlines has exactly 6 hours before their world changes forever. The federal inspection team arrives at Blue Sky Airlines headquarters without warning. Tuesday afternoon, 2:47 p.m. 3 black SUVs pull up to the corporate campus in Doral, Florida. Department of Transportation badges flash at security. Federal authority needs no appointment. Director Harrison leads the team. 23 years in aviation enforcement. He's shut down airlines before, revoked operating certificates, destroyed corporate empires with the stroke of a regulatory pen. Today feels different. The Deputy Secretary's personal involvement sends a clear message. We're here for an emergency operational compliance review. Blue Sky's receptionist stares in confusion. Emergency reviews don't happen without months of advance notice. Airlines prepare for inspections like students cramming for final exams. This surprise visit violates standard protocol. I need to contact our compliance department. No need. We'll find them ourselves. Harrison's team spreads through the building like federal locusts. Operations department, human resources, customer service, training division. Every department gets simultaneous inspections. CEO Janet Miller receives the emergency call in her corner office. 15 minutes into the federal invasion, she still doesn't understand what's happening. What do you mean they're here? Who authorized this inspection? Her chief operating officer sounds panicked over the phone. They're everywhere, Janet. DOT badges, FAA inspectors, TSA oversight personnel. I've never seen anything like it. Miller's mind races through recent months. No safety incidents, no major customer complaints, no regulatory violations. Blue Sky maintains clean records specifically to avoid federal attention. What are they looking for? Everything. Employee training records, incident reports, customer service protocols. They're requesting 5 years of documentation. 5 years? Miller's blood pressure spikes. Federal investigations requesting half-decade document reviews don't happen randomly. Someone triggered this response. Someone with serious influence. Get legal down there immediately. Miller hangs up and starts making phone calls. Board members need notification. Shareholders require updates. Stock price protection becomes priority 1. In the Human Resources Department, Inspector Rodriguez examines employee records. Hundreds of personnel files, training certifications, disciplinary actions, performance reviews, the paper trail of corporate behavior. I need Brad Wilson's complete employment file. The HR manager, Sandra Davis, looks confused. Brad? He's one of our senior gate agents. Model employee. No disciplinary issues. Rodriguez makes notes. Model employees don't trigger federal investigations. Any customer complaints involving Mr. Wilson? Let me check the system. Davis types rapidly. Actually, there are several recent complaints. Nothing formal, just customer feedback forms. How many are there? 6 in the last 8 months. Passengers claiming rude behavior, unprofessional conduct. But Brad explained each incident. Difficult passengers. Unreasonable demands. Rodriguez's pen moves across federal forms. 6 complaints create patterns. Patterns attract federal attention. I'll need copies of all complaint documentation. Meanwhile, in customer service, Inspector Thompson reviews incident protocols, Blue Sky's official procedures for handling passenger disputes, corporate training materials, de-escalation techniques. When gate agents encounter disruptive passengers, what's the approved response? Customer Service Manager Kevin Brooks pulls out policy manuals, thick binders of corporate guidelines. De-escalation first, supervisor involvement if necessary, security as last resort. Any training on diversity and inclusion, cultural sensitivity? Brooks hesitates. We had planned to implement that program. Budget constraints delayed the rollout. Thompson's notes capture everything. Delayed diversity training becomes federal evidence. In operations, Inspector Williams examines this morning's incident reports. Gate 15, Flight 447 to Tampa. Passenger disturbance at 8:23 a.m. I need the complete file on this morning's security incident. Operations Manager Lisa Carter retrieves electronic records, security reports, video timestamps, employee statements. Standard passenger disruption. Gate agent Brad Wilson handled it appropriately according to his statement. Williams reads Wilson's report. The passenger became aggressive, attempted to force boarding. Physical contact occurred during restraint. Standard corporate language protecting employee actions. Any video footage of the incident? Airport security handles surveillance. We'd need to request copies through official channels. Williams makes another note. Video requests through official channels take time. Federal investigations don't wait for official channels. CEO Miller arrives at headquarters 30 minutes after the inspection began. Federal vehicles still occupy the visitor parking. Black SUVs with government plates. This isn't routine compliance checking. Miller finds Director Harrison in the main conference room. Federal authority radiates from his presence like expensive cologne. Director Harrison, I'm Janet Miller, Chief Executive Officer. Perhaps we can discuss whatever concerns you have. Harrison doesn't look up from his documentation. Emergency operational review, Ms. Miller. Federal passenger protection protocols have been activated. Passenger protection? We haven't had any safety incidents. Our record is exemplary. This isn't about safety compliance. This is about employee conduct and customer service standards. Miller's confusion deepens. Employee conduct inspections don't require federal intervention. Customer service falls under corporate policy, not federal regulation. I don't understand. What specific incident prompted this review? Harrison finally looks up. His expression remains professional but cold. A passenger was physically assaulted by your employee this morning. Gate 15, Miami International Airport. Miller's world tilts sideways. Physical assault, federal involvement, emergency inspections. The pieces start connecting in terrifying ways. There must be some mistake. Our gate agents receive extensive training. They would never... Brad Wilson, employee ID 23847, struck a passenger requesting priority boarding. The incident was recorded by multiple witnesses. Miller's hands start shaking. Employee assault creates massive liability. Federal attention brings regulatory scrutiny. Stock prices will crater when news breaks. We need to investigate this internally before... Ms. Miller, Harrison's voice carries federal finality. The investigation has begun. Your cooperation is required, not requested. Miller realizes she's lost control of her company's narrative. Federal investigators write the story now. Blue Sky responds to their timeline, their demands, their conclusions. Her phone buzzes with urgent messages, stock traders asking questions, board members demanding answers, news outlets requesting comments. Someone leaked the federal inspection. Financial markets hate uncertainty. Blue Sky's stock price starts dropping in real time. Harrison's team continues working through the corporate structure. 5 hours of intensive examination. Hundreds of documents photographed. Dozens of interviews conducted. Federal methodology applied to corporate behavior. Miller watches her airline dissected by professional investigators. 23 years building Blue Sky from regional carrier to national presence. Now federal inspectors examine every policy, every decision, every corporate culture choice. Director Harrison, how long will this review take? Until we're satisfied that passenger protection protocols meet federal standards. The non-answer terrifies Miller more than direct threats. Federal satisfaction operates on federal timelines. Days, weeks, months. Blue Sky Airlines has become a federal case study. The morning's incident at Gate 15 triggered regulatory response beyond Miller's comprehension. Someone very important wants answers about Brad Wilson's behavior. By 10 p.m. Tuesday night, Blue Sky Airlines headquarters resembles a war room. Emergency lighting casts harsh shadows across the executive conference table. Coffee cups multiply like worry lines on CEO Janet Miller's face. The federal inspection ended 2 hours ago. 6 hours of intensive examination. Hundreds of documents seized. Dozens of employees interviewed. Director Harrison's team departed with boxes of evidence and promises of follow-up reviews. Miller stares at her laptop screen. Stock price fell 12% in after-hours trading. News outlets calling for statements. Board members demanding explanations. The simple morning incident at Gate 15 has metastasized into a corporate crisis. Someone explain to me how a gate agent slapping a passenger triggers federal intervention. Chief Legal Counsel Michael Barnes spreads incident reports across the mahogany table. Wilson's statement. Security footage requests. Witness testimonies. The paper trail of a routine passenger disruption. Janet, this isn't a routine federal response. Emergency inspections require authorization from very high levels, deputy secretary level or above. Miller's hands shake as she reaches for her coffee. Deputy secretary? Why would the deputy secretary of transportation care about one difficult passenger? That's what we need to figure out. Fast. Human Resources Director Sandra Davis pulls up Brad Wilson's employment file on her tablet. Brad's worked for us for 15 years. Model employee until recently. These customer complaints started 8 months ago. Define complaints, Barnes demands. Passengers reporting rude behavior, discriminatory comments, unprofessional conduct, nothing actionable, just feedback forms. Miller's headache intensifies. Corporate lawyers live for actionable versus non-actionable distinctions. Federal investigators don't care about legal technicalities. How many complaints total? 47 in the past 2 years, all involving passengers of color, all dismissed as difficult customer situations. The conference room falls silent. 47 complaints create federal patterns. Patterns trigger civil rights investigations. Civil rights violations destroy airline operating licenses. Miller's phone buzzes with urgent emails. Board chairman demanding an emergency meeting. Major shareholders requesting damage control plans. Flight attendant union asking about employee protection protocols. This passenger this morning, who is she? Operations manager Lisa Carter consults her notes. Anna Foster, elementary school teacher from Miami, flying to Tampa to visit a sick family member. Teacher. Miller repeats the word like a prayer. Just a teacher. How does a teacher trigger a federal response? Barnes starts typing rapidly on his laptop. Background checks, social media searches, professional connections, the digital archaeology of modern crisis management. Anna Foster, age 29. I graduated from Florida State University, master's degree in elementary education, works at Sunshine Elementary, clean credit, no criminal history, no obvious political connections. Then who the hell is protecting her? Chief Operating Officer David Thompson enters the conference room carrying a tablet. His face carries bad news like storm clouds. Janet, we have a problem. Social media is exploding. Hashtag Blue Sky Assault trending on Twitter. Videos of the incident posted everywhere. Miller watches her company's reputation disintegrate in real time. Twitter feeds full of Wilson slapping Anna, Instagram stories condemning airline violence, TikTok videos mocking Blue Sky's customer service, damage control, full corporate response, Wilson suspended pending investigation, sensitivity training for all employees, whatever it takes. It's too late for damage control, Thompson replies. This has federal attention now. They're not interested in our corporate promises. Miller's laptop pings with another urgent email. This one from the FAA Administrator's Office. Official letterhead. Federal seal. The language of regulatory authority. Blue Sky Airlines is hereby notified of emergency operational certificate review proceedings to commence Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. Miller reads the email 3 times. Emergency certificate review means potential grounding of all flights, complete operational shutdown, corporate death sentence. Operational certificate review? For a slapping incident? Barnes leans over Miller's shoulder. Read the federal notification. His legal mind processes implications faster than Miller's executive brain. Janet, this is unprecedented. Certificate reviews require months of documentation, years of investigation. They're fast-tracking this for a reason. What reason? Someone very powerful wants us destroyed. The conference room erupts in panicked conversations, phone calls to crisis management firms, emergency legal consultations, stock price monitoring, the corporate machinery of survival activation. Miller stares at Anna Foster's employee photo on the incident report. Elementary school teacher. Simple dress. Bleeding lip. The woman who somehow triggered federal wrath against Blue Sky Airlines. Find out everything about Anna Foster. Family connections. Political relationships. Federal employment history. Someone is protecting this teacher. Barnes starts making calls. Private investigators. Background check services. Political research firms. The expensive machinery of corporate intelligence gathering. Miller's phone rings again. Another board member. Another demand for explanations. Another voice questioning her leadership competence. She has no answers yet. But she's about to learn that Anna Foster's father has been answering federal transportation policy questions for 28 years. The Deputy Secretary of Transportation's daughter just became Blue Sky's existential threat. Wednesday morning, 12:16 a.m., 16 hours after the slap was heard around the federal government. Blue Sky's crisis team has been working through the night. Coffee-stained documents cover the conference table. Laptop screens glow with financial projections and legal analysis. The company's survival depends on understanding why a teacher's assault triggered federal intervention. Private investigator Marcus Reynolds enters the conference room carrying a manila folder. Expensive hourly rates buy fast results. CEO Janet Miller hired the best corporate intelligence firm in Miami. I have Anna Foster's complete background report. Miller looks up from her laptop. Stock price monitoring, board communications, crisis management protocols. Her company bleeds money while federal investigators circle overhead. Tell me you found political connections. Union leadership. Civil rights activism. Something that explains federal attention. Reynolds opens the folder. Photographs, financial records, educational transcripts, employment history. The complete digital archaeology of Anna Foster's ordinary life. Elementary school teacher, 7 years at Sunshine Elementary, clean financial history, student loans from graduate school, no criminal record, no political involvement, votes occasionally but no party affiliation. Miller's frustration builds. There has to be something. Teachers don't trigger deputy secretary interventions. She's clean, Ms. Miller. Model citizen. Dedicated educator. The only unusual element is her family background. Family background? Reynolds flips through documentation, birth certificates, marriage records, divorce papers from 1998, the paper trail of broken families and federal careers. Anna's parents divorced when she was 7, mother retained custody, moved from Washington, D.C. to Miami. Father remained in the capital for his government career. Miller's attention sharpens. government career, Washington connections, political influence networks. What kind of government work? Transportation policy, career federal employee, started as a junior analyst in 1997, worked his way up through various departments. Current position? Reynolds pauses. Check his notes twice. The information seems too significant for casual delivery. Robert Foster, Deputy Secretary of Transportation, appointed by the current administration, confirmed by Senate vote. Second highest position in the entire Department of Transportation. The conference room falls completely silent. Miller stares at Reynolds like he's speaking a foreign language. Deputy Secretary of Transportation, the federal official who oversees aviation policy, airport security protocols, airline safety regulations, operating certificate approvals. You're telling me we slapped the Deputy Secretary's daughter? According to all documentation, Anna Foster is Robert Foster's biological daughter. Father-daughter relationship confirmed through multiple sources. Chief Legal Counsel Barnes grabs his laptop, starts typing frantically. Federal organizational charts, DOT leadership structure, Deputy Secretary biographical information. Jesus Christ. Barnes's voice comes out as a whisper. Robert Foster has been Deputy Secretary for 6 years. He signs off on every major aviation policy decision, airport funding, safety regulations, operating certificate renewals. Miller feels the blood drain from her face. Every airline executive knows the Deputy Secretary's name. Foster's signature appears on federal transportation budgets. His policy decisions affect every commercial flight in American airspace. Show me his official biography. Barnes's laptop screen fills with federal documentation, official Department of Transportation website, Deputy Secretary Foster's professional profile. 28 years of federal service, master's degree in public administration, expert in transportation infrastructure policy. The photograph shows a distinguished man in his late 50s. Gray hair, professional suit, federal authority radiating from official government photography. That's Anna Foster's father? Reynolds nods. Divorced from her mother in 1998. Minimal contact since then, according to phone records. Anna has called him 3 times in the past 5 years. Yesterday morning was the 4th call. Miller understands now. The federal inspection, emergency operational certificate review, Deputy Secretary level authorization. Anna Foster didn't just call her daddy for comfort. She called the second most powerful transportation official in America. How minimal is minimal contact? Based on financial records, he sends money for Christmas and birthdays, occasional phone calls, no visits in the past 2 years. Anna and her mother live completely independent lives. Then why would he care about one airport incident? Barnes looks up from his research. His expression carries the weight of professional doom. Janet, fathers don't stop being fathers because of divorce. And deputy secretaries don't stop being deputy secretaries because of family emergencies. Anna Foster called the one person in America who can destroy our operating license with a phone call. Miller's hands shake as she reaches for her coffee. Cold now, like her company's future prospects. Does Foster know about our inspection? About the certificate review? He authorized it. His signature is on every federal action against us. DOT emergency inspection, FAA compliance review, certificate renewal evaluation. Robert Foster is personally supervising our destruction. The conference room erupts in panicked activity, legal consultations, crisis communications, damage control strategies, the corporate machinery of survival activation. Miller stares at Anna Foster's photograph in the incident report. Elementary school teacher, simple dress, bleeding lip, the Deputy Secretary of Transportation's daughter. Blue Sky Airlines just learned the most expensive lesson in aviation history. You never know who you're dealing with. Wednesday morning, 2:34 a.m., 18 hours after Brad Wilson's hand connected with Anna Foster's face. The federal investigation machine has been working around the clock. Director Harrison's team occupies a secure conference room at Miami International Airport. Federal jurisdiction. Neutral territory. Away from Blue Sky's corporate influence and legal maneuvering. 3 agencies coordinate findings. Department of Transportation. Federal Aviation Administration. Transportation Security Administration. Separate investigations. Unified conclusions. Harrison spreads the evidence across a steel conference table. Hundreds of pages, digital files, video footage, audio recordings, the complete autopsy of Blue Sky Airlines' operational culture. Compliance review complete. Findings are conclusive. FAA Administrator Webb joins the secure video conference. Her face fills the wall-mounted monitor. Federal authority broadcasting from Washington headquarters. Director Harrison, summarize your discoveries. Systemic customer service failures, discriminatory employee behavior, inadequate diversity training, pattern of civil rights violations spanning 5 years. Webb's expression hardens with each revelation. Civil rights violations trigger federal enforcement actions automatically. Airlines lose operating certificates for systemic discrimination. Quantify the pattern. Inspector Rodriguez reads from his documentation. 47 formal complaints against gate agent Brad Wilson, all involving passengers of color. 0 disciplinary actions taken. All complaints dismissed as difficult customer situations. Employee training protocols. Diversity and inclusion training was delayed repeatedly due to budget constraints. Last cultural sensitivity session conducted in 2019. No follow-up education was implemented. Webb makes notes on federal forms. Budget constraints don't excuse civil rights violations. Corporate cost-cutting becomes federal evidence. Safety compliance status. Inspector Williams consults his files. Multiple safety protocol violations discovered during surprise inspection. Emergency evacuation procedures outdated. Employee safety training certificates expired. Maintenance documentation incomplete. The findings cascade like federal dominoes. Each violation supports emergency action. Each failure justifies operational shutdown. Customer service incident protocols. Inspector Thompson reviews corporate policies. Written procedures emphasize de-escalation. Actual implementation prioritizes corporate authority over passenger rights. Gate agents receive no meaningful conflict resolution training. Webb's video image leans forward. Yesterday's specific incident, Gate 15 assault. Harrison pulls out the complete Wilson file. Brad Wilson, employee ID 23847. 15 years with Blue Sky. 6 customer complaints this year alone, all involving discriminatory language, all dismissed by management. Video evidence of the assault. Multiple angles, airport security cameras, passenger phone recordings, clear documentation of unprovoked physical violence against a civilian requesting standard accommodation. Webb's federal authority radiates through the monitor. Grounds for emergency action? Overwhelmingly justified. Passenger safety was compromised. Civil rights violations documented. Corporate culture enables discriminatory behavior. Systemic failures require immediate intervention. Harrison's phone buzzes with secure communications. Updates from Deputy Secretary Foster's office. Federal coordination at the highest levels. Administrator Webb. Deputy Secretary Foster requests expedited review completion. Timeline for operational certificate evaluation? 6 hours. Emergency procedures activated. Full agency resources committed. Webb understands the implications. Emergency certificate review means complete operational shutdown. Every Blue Sky flight grounded immediately. Corporate death sentence delivered through federal authority. Director Harrison, prepare preliminary findings for immediate transmission. I want documentation ready for an emergency administrative law judge review. Yes, ma'am. Federal enforcement protocols activated. The video conference ends. Webb's image disappears from the monitor. Federal machinery continues its methodical destruction of Blue Sky Airlines. Harrison's team works through final documentation, violation reports, safety citations, civil rights findings. the paper foundation for regulatory annihilation. 3 miles away, CEO Janet Miller sits in her corporate office. I have been awake since yesterday morning. Stock price monitoring, crisis management calls, legal consultation fees mounting by the hour. Miller doesn't know about the federal findings yet. Doesn't understand that Director Harrison's team has assembled enough violations to justify complete shutdown. Doesn't realize that Deputy Secretary Foster's investigation discovered 5 years of systemic discrimination. Her airline is about to become a federal case study in corporate accountability. Harrison seals the investigation files in federal evidence bags, chain of custody documentation, regulatory compliance protocols, the bureaucratic rituals of corporate execution. Findings transmitted to Washington. Certificate review commencing at 6 a.m. Blue Sky Airlines has 4 hours left to exist as a functioning corporation. The elementary school teacher's phone call is about to ground an entire fleet. Thursday morning. Anna Foster sits beside her mother's hospital bed in Tampa. Surgery successful. Recovery is progressing. The family reunion she almost missed because of airport violence. Her phone buzzes with news alerts. Blue Sky Airlines shut down. Federal investigation. Operating license revoked. Then she sees the crucial detail. Federal sources confirm the assaulted passenger was related to Deputy Secretary of Transportation Robert Foster. Mom, did Dad do this? Her mother's expression shifts. 20 years of secrets. Anna, your father isn't just a government employee. He's the Deputy Secretary of Transportation. The truth hits like a revelation. Deputy Secretary, federal authority, the power to ground airlines. My phone call yesterday. I called one of the most powerful transportation officials in America. One tearful voicemail destroyed a billion-dollar company. Brad Wilson faces federal civil rights charges. Janet Miller's corporate empire dissolves into bankruptcy. Blue Sky becomes a cautionary tale about treating people with dignity. The industry notices. Sensitivity training expands nationwide. Customer service protocols change. Anna's assault catalyzes systemic reform. Her father calls that evening. They hurt my little girl. So yes, I made sure they faced consequences. An entire airline, Dad. Companies that assault passengers shouldn't exist. Your call exposed systemic problems endangering every customer. She understands now. Hidden power protects ordinary people. Sometimes the quietest person has the loudest voice in Washington. You never know who you're dealing with. Brad Wilson destroyed his career with one slap. Anna Foster changed an industry with one call. Justice operates through unexpected channels. What's your story of hidden power? Share below. Like if you believe in accountability. Subscribe for more stories where ordinary people change extraordinary systems. Sometimes protection comes from the most unexpected places.